Okay.
So who is the author for this, the guided meditation?
Not author, it is the same gentleman who is speaking. I will
Yeah,
post
yeah.
that
Okay.
document because the content is really, I
Yeah.
mean, I take it as a message from the universe saying this
Yes.
is what is guided meditation for healing the earth.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So we are coming to this stage wherein last week we stopped at saying that death and sleep are alike, and just like one uses the nightly period of deep sleep wherein the senses no longer function, the state of forgetfulness in which there is no memory of anything corresponds to the blank period in which you wait on the threshold of the physical world until the moment you reconnect with your senses. That means we go to sleep. From sleep, we transit into deep sleep, into dream state, and we come to REM state, and from REM state, we come to awakening. Right? It is the same as the reconnection with the senses in a new body of flesh, right? That is the infant body or the child body that has been fashioned for you. Okay? So that's what it is. Who's this trying to reach me now? Uh, one sec, man. Hello? It is the same group I was just mentioning. Yeah. So now this, how is this fashioning achieved? Last week when we were talking, the closing remark of the discussion, the 10-minute discussion that we had was in terms of how is this getting fashioned? Anyone recalls? Anybody recalls?
Nobody.
Praveen, do you recall?
So taking a rebirth into another
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah. So when we spoke about the physical body, the leftover energies of the physical body moving into the astral body, which also perishes. The energies of the combined physical body and astral body move into the mental body. The mental body also perishes. Then it goes into the causal body. In the causal body, there is a separation that is happening. And that separation is into two categories. Those lessons that you have learned, that becomes the wisdom for your next birth. And those that you have incompleted goes back to the kitty of lessons that you have to complete. Okay. So, based on the pre-birth plan that you have undertaken for the current life, the body is accordingly fashioned. Are you able to visualize that, all of you?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Right? That is what we were discussing in terms of the questions, etc. Right? So now, what is that new body that is getting created for us? Right? When you commence a new life, you are conscious as in a blaze, as in a haze. You feel that you are distinct and defining a definite something. This feeling of I-ness or selfness is probably the only real thing of which you are conscious for a considerable time. All else is mystery. For a while, you are bewildered, perhaps even distressed by your strange new body and unfamiliar surroundings. This we observe in our children, right? After they are born, their behavior is vague, they are cranky, etc. Because they are still trying to adjust, right? Now, here a little bit of a digression may help. Our development is divided into infancy, then balyavastha, then adolescence, and so on, right? Which are actually patterns of our growth in terms of 7-year cycles, which are also the development of the various compositions of the body that we are learning till a personality is formed. Okay, so we'll come to that. But as you learn how to operate your body and use its senses, you tend gradually to identify yourself with it. We are being conditioned in this stage. How are we being conditioned? Anybody?
Because of our family environment.
Our family environment, the location that you are in, the traditions that you are exposed to, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in that environment, no one is, in today's world, no one is talking spirituality. Majority of them are talking the physicality. Correct? So that has an influence on us. Moreover, you are trained by other human beings to feel that your body is yourself. This is the conditioning that is taking. Accordingly, as you come more and more under the control of your body senses, you become less and less conscious that you are something distinct from the body that you occupy. Correct? As you grow out of childhood, you will lose touch with the practically everything that is not perceptible to the senses or conceivable in terms of the senses. Is it not a very prolific statement?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
Right? You will be mentally imprisoned in the physical world, conscious only of phenomena or of illusion. This is where we become illusion oriented. Under these circumstances, you are necessarily a lifelong mystery to yourself. A greater mystery is your real self. That greater self, which is not in your body, not in or of this world of birth and death, but which consciously immortal in the all-pervading realm of permanence or realm of permanence, is a presence with you throughout your lifetimes, through all your interludes of sleep and death. Any explanation required here, or it is clear?
No, it is clear. He is talking about Atma, soul,
Soul,
but
he is
in
talking about your higher self, fundamentally.
higher self, yes, higher self.
Correct. Now, the identity, the selfness and I-ness, that is the identity, which each one is dimly conscious of and feels and desires to know, that is that self, that real self or the higher self. Okay. Hence, the real self is to be identified as self-knowledge, though unrecognized goals of a human's seeking. Okay? Is everyone with us?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. It is the permanence, the perfection, the fulfillment which is looked for but never found in human relations and effort. That is the ultimate permanence. Right? So let us know. Now he says, the real self is ever-present counselor, the judge that speaks in the heart as conscience and duty, as righteousness and reason, as law and justice, without which man would be little more than an animal. So this is where the influence of the God qualities that we talk about are going to be connected to us. That is why our unified starts with,
Yeah,
what does it start
God,
with?
yeah, to
Heart evolution.
no, but God's
Centering
quality,
in the heart.
yeah,
Centering
centering in
in
the
the
heart,
heart.
and also the God's qualities.
Correct. Right? There is such a self. It is the triune self, so called because it is one indivisible unit of an individual trinity of a knower part, thinker part, and the doer part. Okay. The thinker and knower parts of each triune self are in the eternal dream of permanence. What does that mean? What does that mean?
They're not really in a physical body, right? Only the doer has actually taken the physical body, and these are just
Doer has got two components. These have only one component, and every activity that takes place between us in the higher realm and us in the physical earth is void the doer. That is why in the noetic destiny, what are we learning? Unless the doer in the body seeks the higher self. What is the higher self? Higher self is equal to knower, thinker, and doer.
Doer, yeah,
Okay. Now, doer 1 by 12 is on the physical earth, 11 by 12 is in the
astral,
Light body.
no, is in the higher realm.
higher,
Higher realm is
oh,
not astral. It is in
oh,
the 9, 10, 11. The higher
oh,
realm
I
is
see.
the
Oh, no,
okay.
not in realm of permanence or beyond. Okay,
Knowledge.
Yeah, no, that is realm of permanence and intelligence.
okay,
Okay. So that is in the 10th, 11th, and 12th dimension
okay.
of the light body. That's what we discussed in our unified wisdom session, right? Okay. So only a portion of the doer can enter the animal body and make that body human. Okay. That embodied part is what is here termed as doer in the body. This doer in the body is the embedded soul in the body, right? In each human being, the embodied doer is an inseparable part of its own triune self. So whenever we hear the word triune self, the whole thing is integrated. Okay. Which is a distinct unit among other triune selves. That means if you take the noetic world, there are, or the a higher dimension, there are a number of triune selves. Why? Why is it that we have a number of triune selves? Come on, extend your thought process. Why do we have a number of triune selves?
Every triune cell, whichever is imbalanced, right? I mean, it's pretty much every human body. I believe it's 1:10. We have a corresponding triune cell, right? So when we have 8 billion souls, probably 800 million triune cells will be there.
No, there will be 800 billion triune cells. It is not 1:10.
Okay.
Every
But it is
individual
corresponding.
soul has a
As
triune
higher
cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every individual soul. After that, you have a group soul. Okay. So, each of us has one triune cell. The thinker and knower parts of each triune cell are in the eternal dream, right? The doer in the body is controlled by the senses of the body. This is an important point. Therefore, it is not able to be conscious of the reality of the ever-present thinker and knower parts of the triune self. Okay. And because it feels that, right, it misses them, the objects of senses blind it, the coils of flesh hold it. This is the reason. It does not see beyond the objective forms. It fears to be free. It fears to free itself from the fleshy coils and the stand alone. Who is that?
That embodied doer.
The embodied doer. That means the soul, as we exist on the physical earth, right, is something that is always fearful. It can't stand by itself. It always misses the triune self. Okay. So, when the embodied doer proves itself willing and ready to dispel the glamour of the senses, of the sense illusions, its thinker and knower are always ready to give it light on the way to self-knowledge. What does this mean? This is what we are learning in our unified meditation, to merge with our higher self.
Yeah.
Are you able to relate the two? Any questions on this?
Sir, Namaste.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, Surekha.
I know I missed, I think last week's session. It might be a
That
very
was available for you to see it on the YouTube.
Yeah, I have to catch up. I attended
Yeah.
Friday. Saturday's one, I think it's little difficult for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think probably this might be a really stupid question. Thinker and knower. So thinker is basically with the mind and knower is with the soul. So those two, that's
No.
what you're...
No. You got it completely wrong.
So how do we define them? Maybe I have to go back and listen to the videos.
Yeah, you will have to listen.
Okay.
The
Last Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, every soul is a separation from the God itself.
Yeah.
So you have all the God qualities.
Image of God. Yeah, we just completed the first chapter of Unified here.
Okay, so you are an image of the God. God is broken down into three components: knower, thinker, doer. God is generator, operator, destroyer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Brahma,
Okay.
Vishnu, Shiva. I remember
Right.
that.
So you align the triune self. They are the triune self there. We are the triune self here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Right.
Yes.
So in that architecture, go back to the diagram that I used for even teaching you people the unified, no, not unified.
Faith.
No, not say. The
Richard.
diagram that I used when we were talking soul in Anahata group.
Okay.
Okay. The soul reincarnation, etc.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. So every soul has got all the three components. Okay, which
Okay.
is knower, thinker, doer.
Mhm.
But when we look at it from the physical earth perspective, you have Purnatma and Amshatma, right?
Yeah.
So Purnatma is your triune self.
Combination.
All three.
Combination.
All three.
All three are in one physical body. The body is balanced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So now that comes down, a portion of it has come down to cleanse itself, experiment more, know more, and so on and so forth.
As a Jivatma. Okay.
So that is the Jiva.
Yeah.
Jivatma is the embodied component.
Mm.
Because of the senses, it has forgotten.
All the three.
Because of the senses, it is only recognizing anything that is physical.
Body, mind, senses.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
But it is always searching for its missing component. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it searching for? That is what he is trying to tell you. The embodied doer in search of the thinker and doer looks abroad. It doesn't look within. It looks abroad. Identity or the real self has always been a mystery to thinking human beings in every civilization. This is the physical part of the body. Okay. Any other question before we go into the next one?
Oh, it was good, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. See, this know thyself, I am going to skip. Ancient teachings of India, I am going to skip. Christianity, because these are all religion focused. There are interpretations. This you people can read, and if there is any question, I will help link them to the missing components. Okay. Well, this is individual viewpoint, but I want to talk about this topic. A consideration of feeling and desire introduces one of the most important and far-reaching subjects put forth in this book. This feeling and desire, its significance and value cannot be overestimated. The understanding and use of feeling and desire may mean the turning point in the progress of the individual and of humanity. Okay. So what does that mean? It can liberate doer from its false thinking, false beliefs, false goals, by which they have kept themselves in the dark. Is this a true statement for all of us?
Yes.
Is this
Yes.
a
Yes.
true statement? Are we
Yes.
able to identify that? It disapproves a false belief that has long been blindly accepted, a belief that is now so deeply rooted in the thinking of human beings that apparently no one has thought of questioning it. Is this also something we surround ourselves with day in and day out?
Yes.
Okay. It is this. Everybody has been taught to believe that the senses of the body are 5 in number and the feeling is one of the senses. Is feeling one of the senses?
No.
Right? The senses, as stated in this book, are units of nature. So the senses are individual beings. He calls them elemental beings, fundamental beings. Okay? Conscious as their function, but not unintelligent. What does this mean? Anybody who has understood this, I want them to explain while I sip my coffee. Praveen, you have done an independent study. Can you throw light?
So these nature elements, their level is only not at the intelligent level. They're only conscious of the functions, but they're not really conscious of what they are. So that's what
Exactly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that is what he says. There are 4 senses: sense, sight, hearing, taste, and smell. Okay? That is sight, hearing, taste, and smell. So then what is the 5th one? What is happening to the 5th one?
Touch.
What is happening to touch?
So he thinks the touch is
Feeling.
yeah. It
Touch
goes into
belongs to the
to
doer.
feeling. Touch belongs to the
Touch
doer.
belongs to the doer. Okay.
Basically, put it in a simplest way. The soul comes down to the in the doer. You use the instrument of a feeling. Use these 4 senses to clean itself or purify itself. But over the period, we merged feeling with the senses, and then we completely disconnected with our practice.
Correct.
Just have to
Perfect. Perfect.
distinguish
Correct.
feeling with these 4.
Yeah.
Right. But
So
then look at the
basically,
interesting part.
so the
Each of
touch.
these, no,
Mm.
each of these has a special organ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eyes, ears, nose, and all that.
Yes.
Correct?
Mm.
But there is no special organ for feeling, because feeling, though it feels through the body, is not belonging to the body, or it is also not of the nature. It
So
doesn't
maybe
have either of those components.
it's output of those 4 senses is feeling. Can we say that?
No. You will recognize it. Wait, don't be in a hurry. Okay.
Mm.
It is one of the 2 aspects of the doer. So the doer has got 2 parameters. We introduced that in our diagram also, right?
Feeling and desire.
Yes. Okay. I will keep the slide ready if it is required, but it will be more useful if I use it at the end of this chapter. Okay. Right. So animals also have feelings and desire, but animals as modifications from the human are explained later on. How are they different? He will explain subsequently. So what is this desire? The same must be said of desire, the other aspect of the doer. What is the same? That means there are some modifications. Feeling and desire must always be considered together.
They're inseparable.
They are inseparable. Neither can exist without the other. Can anyone give an example of whether this statement is right or wrong, or to discredit this statement? Anybody can think of any example? Well, make this session far more interesting by participating.
Like if you want to eat, if you feel like eating a sweet,
Hmm.
the
Are they
desire,
separate?
they're
They
not.
are not
See, that's
separate,
what.
no?
Yeah, if you have the desire of eating a sweet, immediately that feeling comes
Correct.
along with the desire. That
Correct.
feeling of satisfaction of eating that sweet, or the sourness. If you think of a sour fruit or something, you have that feeling in your mouth.
Basically,
Sir.
without a feeling, even if you have a desire, you can't eat. Or same thing with other way. Even if you
Yeah.
have a feeling, if you don't have a desire, you can't eat. I
If
mean,
you don't
no.
like that particular one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Sir,
So they
sir,
are
you
like
will
the
not
two. Sir.
you will not have a desire if you do not know the taste of it. As you said in the past, you are only describing how jalebi tastes and all these things. It could be inquisitiveness, but not necessarily a desire to eat it. So
No,
I think
whether, yeah, see, whichever it is, the trigger is desire, that we will come to as a separate this one. But what we are trying to say is desire not triggering a feeling or feeling not triggering a desire is just imagination.
no, but do you say desire itself is a feeling, or are you saying once the desire is satisfied, that
No,
is
no,
the feeling of satisfaction?
desire has got a twin component, which is feeling.
It is satisfied the minute you have the desire?
it could be other way around also, sir. Sometimes could
Exactly,
be
that's
feeling
what I'm
start,
saying.
sometimes desire will start.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
see,
They cannot
sir,
exist
it
without
is
one
like
another.
when desire doesn't have feeling along with it, it is incomplete.
It is not
In
satisfied.
the way it is going to manifest, that could be a one is preceding, one is subsequent. Okay.
No, sir. For example,
Hmm.
I want my son to be the president of United States.
Okay.
Unreasonable desire. But
No, I
does
think you
it
are
have
taking
any
it out of dimension. See, here,
feeling will not be there?
So that is not desire. That is again materialistic that you are bringing forth. There are other parameters that will come. Think from the perspective of the doer and tell. Who is the
So,
doer? The doer is the embodied component. Correct? He
okay.
gets a
Yeah.
desire, and the completion of that desire is the other component which is necessary for completion.
So
What
you
is the
are
other component?
you are restricting, saying that fulfillment of the desire through the five senses or the four senses.
Yeah, otherwise there is dissatisfaction.
Right.
You want till your son is the president.
He will never.
No, you don't know.
Well, I mean, we know definitely now, but we still, okay, let us say that I don't know.
Yeah.
But still, until then, it is dissatisfied. Yeah.
So what is this feeling and desire together? Feeling and desire of the doer is the intelligent power by which nature and senses are moved. Okay. So how does it impact us? It is within the creative energy that is everywhere present. Without it, all life would cease. There would be no life, no progression without this feeling and desire. Would you admit?
Yep.
Feeling and desire is the beginningless and endless creative art by which all things are perceived, conceived, formed, brought forth, and controlled, whether through the agency of doers in the human body or those who are of the government of the world or the great intelligences. Is this statement clear to everyone?
Yeah, that is the drive force.
Yeah, what about those who are listening to this session right at the beginning? We are still at the beginning. We are defining this because this is the guiding force of our life itself. Understanding feeling and desire properly is of paramount importance. Has everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So feeling and desire is within all intelligent activities, all information-based activities. In the human body, feeling and desire is the conscious power which operates this individual nature machine. Are you able to
Yep.
create a meaning out of this sentence?
Yeah, it's a
What is
conscious
nature
power.
machine as per this?
The human body, we are nature machines, right?
Right, we are nature machines, right?
Yeah, made of much of, yeah, one nature machine.
Does any of the four senses feel?
No,
The characteristics of the four senses is none of them feels. So who feels?
it's a doer.
So feeling, the passive aspect of the doer is that in the body which feels the body and feels the impressions that are transmitted to the body by the four senses as sensations.
May I ask?
Yeah, Chandra.
It's more of a experience I had this week
Correct.
where my body was feeling very anxiety, as if like someone is having a panic attack or anxiety, and the body is heating up, the heart rate is increasing, but I did not feel that anxiety was mine. I felt the anxiety was of the body.
Okay.
How will we categorize that? Is that a feeling, or like it was like
It
I
is
was
a
complete?
feeling. No, it is still a feeling. The feeling is experienced not by the body. It is being experienced by the doer inside the body. Okay. Now, let's try to elaborate on that. What is body as far as your soul is concerned? What is body? Body is a vehicle, right?
Just a machine. Body is a machine, and you have a receiver is a feeling.
Correct. So the one who is going to feel that is not the body. Body will generate the sensation which will be felt by the doer in the body. Are you able to de-link the two, Chandra?
I'm finding a little difficult because I felt that it was the body that was having that anxiety, and I was not having that anxiety, or I
No,
did not feel.
and what is anxiety here? Let's look at it. Let's try to break down this body. What is this body? This body is a collection, correct? It is a community. This body is not actually physical, correct? It is not a single physical unit.
Other layers are there.
No, not only layers.
Oh, body, mind, sense. Is that right? You're saying?
No, I am taking you back to the Joe Dispenza diagram.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
What is this body?
Collection of cells.
Correct. No, not only cells. I think that I should permanently paste that picture because whatever we discuss is somewhere one way or the other. Right?
The molecules, atoms, and
No, it is the digestive system,
No,
respiratory
sir.
system, the systems.
No, that is
not-
later, but that system is formed subsequently.
Right. To start with, of course, it is the even
It is
before
the
the cell,
elementals. See, it is
Yeah, yeah.
basically these
Elementals.
elementals.
right?
Yes,
They
yes, yes.
Okay,
right.
Chandra, look at it from this perspective.
Yes, yes.
The body is a set of components. The body is nothing but a set of components which have been brought together. And the senses are basically those entities which have power to recognize sensations. That means whatever they are able to observe, that is being passed on to some entity. That entity is not part of the body anywhere. Are you able to identify that part?
Yeah.
Right? That is the doer inside the body who is undergoing that experience.
Okay. And
But
also there seems to be
what is
another.
happening? Your statement is not wrong, but why? Why is it not correct? I'm not saying the statement is wrong. I'm trying to justify why it is not correct. There's a difference between the two sentences, right?
Because I think there was also another part of me who was just an
Which is only
observer.
identifying with everything physical.
Mm.
See, this is happening to all of us.
I feel more than identifying, I was disidentified or disconnected.
Correct.
That's how I feel.
Correct.
And
No,
because you were in the
actually
observer state.
you are supposed to be in the
Yeah.
observer state. That means you are supposed to be disconnected. But
Yes.
the body mind has engulfed you to such an extent that you have not been able to decipher the two entities that have made that happen.
Yes, you are.
Are you able to link to that?
Yes.
Mm.
What is this? What is this?
See, there are two things.
Yeah.
The bag that you carry with you when you go out is your bag or part of you?
My bad.
Your bag, right? Today, I can't think of my existence without my phone. Okay, it has become part of me. Even in my sleep, I have conditioned all the components of my body to search for it, even if my eyes are closed.
So you're
So
saying
that is the
same
training. That means I am identifying myself with
senses.
the senses.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not identifying through the senses. I am identifying myself as the senses, as the senses itself. That is precisely what he is trying to draw our attention to. Okay? Now see, further, it can in varying degrees, the feeling, which is the passive aspect of the doer, it can in varying degrees perceive supersensory impressions such as a mood, an atmosphere, a premonition. It is again the feeling that at a higher level can also be trained to perceive the supersensory impressions such as a mood, an atmosphere, a premonition. It can feel what is right and what is wrong. All these are the manifestations of feeling, and it can feel the warnings of conscience. Right? Warnings of conscience. Some stored experience, something which is coming to you. This conscience is giving it the strength of what? This conscience is giving it the power to decide or align with the rightness and reason. Are you able to think and
Yeah.
extend your thinking to that?
It is like if I want to eat a sweet,
Hmm.
when you have that feeling of
Hmm.
wanted, that desire, but if you think, oh, okay, it is not good for the body because I cannot eat too much sugar because I have some problem digest, having. So that at that time it decides whether to eat it or not.
Okay, so approve the action whether to take it or not.
Yeah, depending
Right.
upon your body situation or other
So
things. Yeah.
that is where we can say that it knows how to feel whether it is right or wrong. Right? You want to take a person, you want to hit someone.
Yeah, and then
Probably some other passion will come over and say. So desire is the active aspect. Is
and
the
then you have that
conscious
feeling of
power.
dharma. Yeah,
Correct.
the
So
not
so this is how. So feeling can perceive, but desire is the active part. Desire is the conscious power that moves the body in the accomplishment of the doer's purpose. These have independent functions, and though they are two aspects, each one has got some task which is highlighting its quality. Are you able to identify that?
So another simplistic representation with a machine and receiver signal, right? Let's say if someone has a strong receiver, they can feel the sensations of the environment, energy, and all. And that is I mean, I think that is where I think Kirti Garu and Chandra are also saying that they were able to feel that sensation, but of course not really connected with themselves. When in the second example, basically you have a powerful receiver. Through the receiver, you're feeling the energy, consciousness. And if
Right,
it is a
but
lower,
then
we're calling
for
it as a
any
negative or positive.
action to take place, you need both. It is not just one.
Right, sir. So receiver is just receiving. For
Correct.
action, that is a desire. That is you're kicking in, doing the second part of that. But
Correct.
receiver doesn't do anything. It just feels, right? In that sense, it just feels. After that, what you do is a desire.
Correct. So what is he saying?
that is why it is passive.
The doer functions simultaneously in both its aspects. That every desire arises from a feeling and every feeling gives rise to a desire. Both of them are hand in glove in every move that you make. Okay. You will be taking an important step on the way to knowledge of the conscious self in the body. Conscious self in the body. When you think of yourself as the intelligent feeling present through your voluntary nervous system, so you will be, both of them take part, you will one second. One sec. So what is he saying? You will be taking an important step on the way to knowledge of the conscious self. That means the self is, the doer is wanting to take some move.
Who I
Conscious
am,
self in
real self.
when you think of yourself as the intelligent feeling present through your voluntary nervous system, right? As distinct from the body which you feel, and simultaneously as the conscious power of desire surging through your blood, yet which is not the blood. So that is feeling. Okay. So feeling and desire should synthesize the four senses. An understanding of the place and function of feeling and desire is the point of departure from the belief, which for many ages have caused the doers in the human being to think of themselves merely as mortals.
Yes.
So, Chandra ma'am, this analysis is how we start perceiving everything that we live in.
Mhm.
Okay. It's a very interesting observation. With this understanding, I
93
mean, this is again a political one. I don't want to get into it. Okay.
No one.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Sureka.
So actually, Chandra Garu's experience amazing. So if that is the case, the soul, like in three different states, doer, thinker, and observer. So all those
Soul
three.
is not
Hmm.
those three states.
I mean,
Soul is the doer. The soul in the body. Which soul are you referring to?
yeah, in the body, our body.
In the body is not all. It is only the doer.
Oh, so when she felt, then
That
she
is
was
the doer.
connected
That is
to.
the doer that has felt. The doer in the body is the one that has the feeling.
Yeah, but she also said that she could see the difference. So that means for a fraction of second or how much ever time it was she like
She
connected to higher
recognized the
self?
reality, but again, the body mind camouflaged that reality immediately.
Yes, sir, I understood that part. I'm asking when she recognized that, that means what happened to that state or where she was, or was she connected to higher self, or did she became Purnatma at that time, or how does
No,
I'm just trying to
no,
understand that part.
no. Purnatma only feeds you.
Mm.
The Purnatma is only going to guide you.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Basically, for
have
the
to
moment of
draw
period,
from the Purnatma is a reservoir.
Mm.
Okay.
so
That reservoir you have to draw from.
Yeah, but I think eventually, the path is to become a Purnatma, right? For
That
all.
is the purpose.
Mm. So,
Okay. Now, why are you mixing purpose with the question?
no, I'm just trying to understand
Purpose is
her
how.
experience.
How you are going to achieve the purpose. For that, you have got certain tools.
Yeah.
What are those tools? You have got the body. You have got the senses. Right? And the body is composed of individual cells which have got memory or experience stored within them.
Yeah.
Okay. And using that, you have to come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
You have to achieve the objective.
Mm.
These are all the tools that you are having, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So, now tell me the question.
No, I'm just trying to understand when Chandra Garu explained her
Chandra Garu
experience.
said that, no, see, there is nothing to understand there, only to recognize that
What
instead
happened
of
to that
looking
state?
at all the components that she had, one was transmitting the sensation. The other one was
Okay.
taking the experience.
So the other one taking the experience
That
is
is the
the
doer.
doer.
The one who is
And
undertaking the experience is the
is the
doer.
doer. Yes. The
Okay.
second one?
The others are the components which are undergoing the sensation and then passing it on. They are the sense organs, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Through the
Yeah,
sense
the
organs,
first.
she is experiencing it.
Right,
Whether they
right.
are inside the body, whether they are outside the body, that is a sensation which is being experienced by the doer in the body.
Okay.
Okay. But in the way we are leading our life, right? We
Yeah.
don't see the discrimination between the two. That
Yeah, it's very hard to see.
body is a vehicle, the soul is the entity. Body is a tool. But
Yes.
we end up identifying ourselves with this body,
Yeah.
right? So we
Mm-hmm.
feel that is where the source of Chandra's question came up,
Yeah. So it's
right?
very subtle
It is
and very
that
yeah.
subtle in your thinking that you need to. So
Right.
now
Yeah.
we
Thank
have the organs,
yeah.
the individual components,
Mm.
right? We have their
Mm-hmm.
core characteristics. We have the elementals. Each of the elemental is assigned with a particular organ,
Mm. Mm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
these organs have sensations.
Mm.
Okay, we have covered what all. I'm just listing what we have covered.
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay, we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
covered sleep. We have covered sleep. We have covered being awake, right? The
Mm.
difference between the two is the consciousness.
Mm. Mm.
Then what have we covered? Okay, now we are covering the mind.
Yeah. We
Please
covered
look at
feeling.
all these
Yeah.
components because we create our
Own reality.
destiny. Okay, now we have also understood that there are three components. One is knower, one is thinker, one is doer. Each of them have a role to play in our action. Can someone relate to that sentence? That reason and rightness is
Reason
our
and the thinker.
is the thinker, and it is also part of the conscience, not
Yeah.
consciousness, but
Yes. Yes.
conscience.
Conscience. Yeah.
How do we measure consciousness?
That is awareness, isn't it? To be
No,
aware.
that is the dictionary calls it awareness. In terms of the
Feeling.
terms that we have learned, what is it?
Oh, the feeling. Yeah. Is it
The
feeling?
feeling and desire.
Desire. Feeling and
Either
Desire.
desire.
balanced or imbalanced.
Mm.
Okay. Either balanced or imbalanced. That difference is measured in terms of degrees of consciousness. Whenever feeling is equal to desire, it is 1 degree. Okay. Absolute silence is dangerous. Are you able to think of all these parameters and pointers that I am giving?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yes. It makes sense because the more desired feelings you are satisfied, you are ascending more and more.
Correct.
Because
Okay.
they're all balanced.
Right. So now comes the next point, which is the mind. The word mind is commonly used is the all-inclusive term which is made to apply to all kinds of thinking indiscriminately. It is generally supposed that man has only one mind. Actually, three different and distinct minds, that is, ways for thinking with conscious light, are being used by the embodied doer. What is the embodied doer equal to?
Soul.
Right.
Door in the body.
So now
Yeah.
let us see what he is trying to elaborate that, understand that. These previously mentioned are the body mind, right? The body has got a mind of its own. the feeling mind. The senses have got an association with the mind that is stored. The desire mind. These are the three minds. Okay? Mind is the functioning of intelligent matter. A mind, therefore, does not function independently of the doer. Right? So, the functioning of each of the three minds is dependent upon the embodied feeling and desire of the doer. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes, no, all right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thinking of anything in the body has to be driven by doer. So not necessarily just mind, but yes, for the question for the mind, yes.
Correct, right? The body mind is that which is commonly spoken as the mind or intellect. Okay? It is the functioning of feeling and desire as the mover of physical nature, as the operator of the human machine, and hence is called the body mind. Okay? Now, is everyone understanding? No one is understanding. This blank
Yes, sir.
expression is scary for me.
We're trying to understand, sir. These are very
No. See, what is so difficult here? Let us repeat it. Body, mind is that which is commonly spoken as the mind or the intellect. That is how we understand it,
yes.
Yes.
right? And it is the functioning of the feel. Now, when the body is functioning, who is the one who is feeling it? Or how is it functioning? By
Senses,
means
through
of an
senses.
action, by means
Yeah.
of a senses, etc. So, it is the functioning of feeling and desire as the power of the, as the mover of the physical nature, right? As the
Yes.
operator of the human machine, and hence it is called the body mind.
Yes.
See, don't think of your body as one single entity because it is not. Disintegrate the body. See, the body is in so many components, with one component sitting here, which has a different color. What is that color? What is the
Grey
common color of all this?
Gray color.
When you break this down, black, into smaller components, you will start getting gray hues only.
Yes.
Is this gray? And what is the constituent of this gray?
Is the
What is-
consciousness or body mind?
No, it is the information that is going to trigger the outcome.
Information. Okay.
Okay. It is the energy. That information is equal to the energy, the wisdom, the rightness, the reason. All these components are
Oh, in that gray
within
common
this
part.
action to take place. Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to visualize that? All of you?
That is why each individual cell has its own intelligence.
It has all of that, and all of them together is going to move you from this state into this state, which is this state, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Are you people able to visualize yourself that way?
Yeah, because it's all collection and
I know
condensed.
I'm hearing only 2 or 3 people respond. That is what is scaring me.
The solid part in the middle is the solidification and all the compilation of all this.
So you are
forces.
able to identify only this, but this
Yes.
is equal to all this and all of this. Are you able to decipher? Kirti, Chandra, Suguna Garu, Anu, Sukumar,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Ratna Garu,
Yep, yep.
Namrata, Vinita, Ashaji, Manikiran.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you people able to visualize this?
Mhm.
Yes.
Then you will be able to derive the meaning of this entire book. Because from this analyzed CKD form, you are going to create this. In this first introduction, he is talking of us in terms of all these components. Life is a puzzle from his perspective. So he is trying to help you create yourself, help you understand what you are made of, right? And he is going to, the destiny is nothing but the process of what, where, when, why, how, who. All that which is a process, those are the destinies that you are going to create. Those are the environments that you are going to create. Those are the conditions that you are going to create in creating this body. You are able to visualize that, right? I hope all of you are in line with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? So now, rethink now that you have got 3 kinds of minds. Just like Dr. Deepak Chopra, when he was talking about higher mind, he said your emotions are distributed all over the body. They are stored across the body. When you pool all of them together, you are making that your what body?
Emotional body.
Emotional.
You are making your emotional body. Does that statement align with what I just explained?
Yes.
Okay. So you should be able to analyze, look at yourself at that breakdown condition.
Basically, whenever
Completely
all these
independent.
bodies, they're just aggregation. Aggregation
There
of
is just
emotional part.
aggregation of those components.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's an
Okay.
aggregation.
So now let me read this sentence. Having discussed it, body mind is that which is commonly spoken of as the mind and or the intellect. It is the functioning of, actually, what is that body mind? That is the functioning of feeling and desire as the power of the physical nature. It is that feeling and desire which is the operator of this human body, the human machine, and hence that is why that experience, that functioning, it is known as the body mind, whatever is the outcome of that. Now let's try to break this down into components. Suppose feeling is equal to desire. Is there any action out of it? Think. You have the choice, yes, no, all right.
What is that?
When feeling is equal to desire, there is no action needed.
Yeah, there is no action.
Yeah.
Right. Now, feeling is not equal to desire. Then what happens?
Yeah, then definitely you need to take action to fulfill that desire.
Yeah.
Right. So what is that action? That means it is a movement of all the elements that you can think of.
Yeah,
Yes.
everything. Yep.
Right. So
Yes.
that is how the filtering, the integration of rightness and reason, the integration of knowledge, that is the knowledge and the selfness and I-ness, that, correct? Through
Yeah.
certain movements of the energies being put together is creating the end element.
Yes. It's
So-
like example I can give you. If somebody wants to buy a some kind of red car in one brand or some some kind of expensive red car in their mind, they want to buy it. So until they buy it, until they buy that car, they keep on thinking about it, about that, and then that drives them. Once they
Correct.
buy and drives it, and that is dissatisfied. So all the actions, they come to an end.
Correct. Right. So this is, it is the only mind that is geared to and that acts in phase with and through the senses of the body.
The
The
body mind.
knowledge
Yeah.
doesn't has got anything to do with the senses of the body, correct?
It is the body mind, it works through the senses.
Correct. Right. Thus, it is the instrument by which the doer is conscious of and may act upon and within and through the matter of the physical world. What is the matter of the physical world?
Objects.
Okay, but this is the instrument by means of which the doer is conscious and may act upon and within and through matter of the physical world. Matter of the physical world has got various manifestations. Can somebody start from the lowest to the highest?
The physical world, form world, those are the
No,
different
matter
worlds.
in the physical world.
Oh, matter in the, oh yeah. Those are all the earth, fire, earth, water,
right.
fire,
So there are all
air.
the elements.
Yeah, elements.
The elements of the physical world. They
Yes.
are also the integration of various combinations of that elements.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Which can be seen as heat, which can be seen as flood, and so on and so forth. It is experienced through the senses, which is again part of the this one, and it is the role of feeling and desire together which is creating all those components which are appearing physical to us. Yes?
Yeah. Yes. This matter is nothing but a combination of all these four elements.
Yeah. So everyone is with us on this. Everyone is relating to that. The feeling mind and the desire mind are the functioning of feeling and desire irrespective of the connection with the physical world. These two minds are almost completely submerged and in and controlled and subordinated by the body mind. They are always controlled by the body mind, correct?
Yes.
Therefore, practically all human thinking has been made to conform to the thinking of the body mind, which ties the doer to nature and prevents it thinking of itself as something distinct from the body. Chandra ma'am? Chandra ma'am? Chandra is there? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's there.
Yeah. Chandra ji, your question is answered here. So it is because of these independent minds that we draw a conclusion. Is everyone with me? Yeah. Do I start psychology? How big is psychology?
It's already 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Here.
that's why we'll stop here. And tomorrow we will take up the remaining components. Let me just see what are the remaining components. Instead of searching through all of this, going into this method. So we have got psychology, which is small, soul, which is complex, the breath form, the body, result of thinking, incorruptible body, right? I think tomorrow we will be able to complete this. Yeah.
On the background section.
Yeah. So any questions so far? I'm throwing it open for our discussion.
Not really a question, sir, but I have one observation.
Yeah.
Especially with regards to the mind,
Hmm.
everyone speaks mind in a different way. Right now, here in this author, they have actually described like a 3 minds, right? Body mind, feeling mind, desire mind. Okay, I was
Correct.
reading Immortals, Immortal Talks, long time ago. So there, Hanuman describes mind in 4 parts: Chitta, intellect and intelligence, Chitta, and one more part, I forgot that name. And similarly,
Ahankara.
Sadguru and others.
See,
Samskara, sir.
Samskara is again a pattern, right?
Right. So I mean,
your memory,
what
he is
I'm
mixing the memory as this one. That is the
Yes.
difference. Right.
So basically, everyone has a different interpretation. So what are you? I mean, again, as I said, it is not a question. It is more like how each individual or a master interprets mind or subdivides mind in different ways. I just wanted to see all of these individuals'
No. See, when
interpretation
it
and how
comes
they
to
connect.
interpretation, it could be the context. That is why when you
Right.
read something, context becomes the integrating factor.
Correct.
Okay. That is why whenever you are reading something, the context should be set first.
Right.
So that everyone is able to align the thought process to the thought process that is being discussed, that is being presented. Good point, Praveen. Yeah. If there are no
This
questions.
is so clear, sir. This was actually, in fact, after, I mean, in the proper thinking and listening, proper wala. He didn't really explain it so beautifully. He basically said it, especially the previous sentences, so beautifully explained it.
Right.
So that's why I think whoever did not read the 1000 wala, right? Better not to read. Just read this.
I know. I agree.
Yeah. But at the same time, while I feel this is so good, you really enjoy this goodness when you go through the other one. When you go through the painful part, you enjoy this.
You need both.
Exactly.
You need both.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there are no more questions pertaining to thinking and destiny, I'm going to stop the recording.